Yep, let's do it.
Coach on the road once again, take you behind the scenes with the MLB stars of the game, and I got my man here, EF. Fedde, how we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Just fine. You know, you had an interesting career on your road to the big leagues. So you kind of take our audience back to where this all started for you, how you wind up there.
I mean, it goes back to growing up in Vegas, playing a bunch of different sports, but kind of found myself getting drafted out of high school. Ended up going to college at UNLV, but that made me focus on baseball, and just started to keep getting better throughout college, and ended up having Tommy John 2 days before the draft, but was lucky enough to still be drafted, and started my journey with the Nationals. Played on some really good clubs there, with a lot of great starting pitchers that kind of helped shape me to who I am. But in 22, ended up getting let go by the Nationals and found my way to Korea, and worked on some things over there. Kind of changed my my mentality and a little bit of my pitching style, and found my way to the Sox, where had my best year of my career in 24, and lucky enough to be back here now.
First of all, let's backtrack. You were born and raised in Vegas.
Yeah.
Well, you up there gambling in Vegas?
No. We learn when you're born and raised in Vegas, you learn the casinos don't go out of business, and there's a reason for that. So try to stay away from those.
So you didn't mess with them slot machines?
Yeah, only sometimes when friends are in town, we'll go have some fun, but for the most part, staying away.
So what was high school baseball like for you?
Oh, it was good. I think the Vegas community, we had some good talent. I think we had like 7 years in a row with a first rounder, which was pretty cool for our city. Grew up, everyone knows I played with Harper in high school. He was a freak of nature even back then, so I was lucky to be around somebody as talented as him. And then, it was a good place. Had great coaches at Las Vegas High, Coach Sam Thomas and trainer. Those guys helped put me on the right track for baseball.
So you still know your high school coaches? You keep in touch?
Yeah, I do. I'm lucky enough to still go back and do their annual golf tournament, and my family's close with them as well. So those people have special spots in my heart.
You still keep in touch with your high school coach?
Yeah, for sure.
I coach high school ball right here in Chicago.
Yeah.
I coach both played in the big league. Oh, you know my name?
Oh, that's
what's up with that, E?
I don't know, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm going to tell them I know you.
Yeah.
They'll start big leaguing me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you move on from high school. What was college like? Go to college. How heavily recruited? A lot of kids.
Not superly heavily recruited. I wasn't throwing super hard in high school. My junior year was throwing about 85 miles an hour, and at that time, UNLV in Las Vegas and UNR in Nevada, Reno, they both kind of offered me scholarships. I was very excited just to have a D1 opportunity, so accepted the UNLV one, and then that senior year, after I'd already I started throwing a lot harder, and that was the first time I had professional recognition, I guess, if that makes sense, and then was lucky enough to be drafted, I think in the 24th round by the Padres, but I definitely thought at that point my life wasn't mature enough, or my body wasn't quite prepared for pro baseball. So, I went to college and was very happy with that decision.
So you was walking around with that college scholarship. You had your chest all poked out.
Maybe a little. Probably. Looking back on it, probably a little too cocky, but you live and you learn.
Everybody know I'm the man. I got a college scholarship.
Yeah, it was definitely a good thing.
So then you went on to college, and you found out all of a sudden that you didn't live off the fastball in college. It was a slide and change if you got hit us out of the next year.
Yeah, it was definitely, when you step up to that next level, I was lucky enough to, UNLV gave me the opportunity to pitch a lot and grow as a pitcher. And at that point was living on a slurve, but that was, it was a sweeper before we knew what sweepers were. I feel like 5 years ago now, everyone throws a sweeper.
And then you went on to college, and you got the scout certificate. How did you get on the scouts radar?
Was throwing hard. I think at that point was up to 95, and then was having a lot of success, and then got to play in Cape Cod and Team USA, and had some good times there. And I think that's what really got me on the national radar.
So you became big time here, Cape Cod.
Yeah, I was very lucky. Yeah, got to experience a lot of good things.
Cape Cod, that's where you went if you wanted to get drafted.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot. That's like at least at my time, where everyone would go when they had hopes of playing in the professional level.
Last two questions. So you come out of college, you get drafted. I mean, what was that feeling like to get that call? You got drafted out of high school, but to get that call that you got drafted. What was that feeling like?
Yeah, I remember it well because I was so stressed that I had just had Tommy John, and it was going to be I guess a tougher day than what we had initially hoped. But when the Nationals called me, Mike Rizzo gave me the phone call, said they were going to take me. Was surrounded by my family, and it was just a special day.
So then all of a sudden you get your crack at the big leagues and you wind up at to lead the country to really get established. That's it. Wind up at to lead the country to establish yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you said, we have a joke in the game where we say it's tough to get to the big leagues. It's even tougher to stay. So this game is one where you have to continually adjust and try to get better. And sometimes maybe you got to go to Asia to do that. But it taught me a lot of perseverance and to never stop going after your dream.
Last question. Who was your first major league win against?
The win against the Phillies, I think in 2018. Yeah, I had debuted in 17 and made a couple starts, but that first win eluded me until 2018, and it was a special day.
Got that game off?
Oh yeah.
Coach with the man Fedde.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.